The number one thing you can do to grow your Etsy shop this year is becoming an international spy. Yes, you heard it here first. Today, I'm going to teach you a strategy that no one is talking about. With the complications that tariffs have brought about, this is one of the most important things and skills that you can learn for your Etsy shop this year. Now, most people won't do this because they think it's too complicated, too time-consuming, but this is actually one of the easiest ways that you can beat your competition. In this video, I'm going to walk you through that strategy that top sellers use, and this is international Etsy competitor research. I'm going to show you a few things. Number one, what most sellers do wrong when they're researching product ideas. Number two, how to use Etsy's global reach for your advantage. And then number three, specific examples from France, the UK, Germany, and Australia that you can act on today. So what most Etsy sellers will do will go to Etsy and they'll search something like gift for her or nursery wall art or Christmas decor, and they'll see what is allegedly trending. And they'll think, oh, I could make a candle like that too. Maybe just like a different color or a different font, or I'll just tweak it in some way. Instead, we want to incorporate trends into our shops before they hit our country's markets. With the onset of these tariffs, it's become more and more important to be able to appeal to the Etsy customers who are from your country. What if you could legally spy on what's selling well in another country and then bring it here, in this case it's the US, before it blows up? And there are two ways to do this. One is to scroll to the bottom of your Etsy page and you can click on the country. So you can see I just switched to Australia, you can switch to the US, you can switch to Ireland. We're gonna leave it as sorted by most relevant because we do know that that reflects the bestseller badges. And then we're gonna go ahead and filter to ships from, and we could say Europe, France, or another location. We're gonna put Europe for now. We can test out different ones. And then we are going to filter by price. Now, if you are looking for high price point items to add to your shop, or if you're looking for a great loss leader to add to your shop, this is the best way to do it. I want something that's at least $50 and I'm not gonna have no ceiling on that. Now, very different search results. Again, we're looking at gift for her, ships from Europe. So these are shops in Europe, and $50 to $1,000. It's going to show you what is taking off and doing really well in other countries. And this is your opportunity for you to sell something similar to that in the country that you are in that doesn't currently have access to that type of product, maybe because of where the seller is located or the prohibitive tariffs that would be applied. We looked for higher price point things. Now let's take a look at lower price point things. So I'm going to look specifically for items under, let's say $15, because we want to find some good loss leaders. Oh, wow. Okay, this is so insightful. Look at these types of bookmarks, keychains. We've seen those in the US. Oh, interesting types of floating pens, corner bookmarks, even seeing how other people are picturing it. What does a bestseller photo look like for that country? I'm going to change my location from France to Australia, because I know it's very expensive to ship from Australia to here. So now this is what's doing really well as a gift for her. Another thing I like to do is jump into categories that are very trend focused. So I'm going to look up birthday party decor, and we're just going to do the first layer. So this is not filtered by price, but this is what is in the US, birthday party decor, what is trending. Now let's test out the UK. I want to make sure that they are shipping from the UK. So I'm going to go to my filters and I'm going to say ships from, I'm going to say the United Kingdom specifically. I want to see shops that are specifically in the UK. And what we're looking for is what are the bestseller listings there that are not even listed in the US market? That is such an opportunity. And with tariffs, it will be very prohibitive for a lot of these sellers to sell to the US market. It's a huge opportunity for you to come in and fill a gap in the space. Now, remember, the second someone sees your product in search, they judge it instantly. So if your listing is looking dated or off trend, they will skip it. But if your product feels on trend, they will click. By using this international research process, you're not just guessing, but you're actually leveraging proven presentation strategies. Now, let's say you're not just looking for trends, but you want a high volume, low margin product to boost your order number, or maybe it's a high revenue item that doesn't need many sales to be profitable. Then you can use these same filters by country and by price, and then you'll spot shops that are dominating in both of these categories. So for example, maybe you would go to Germany and find German shops that are selling abstract canvas prints for over $70, and their mock-ups are using Scandinavian style interiors with lots of beige and black, and they're very calming. Well, you can then recreate that style in Canva and maybe using Midjourney and Printify. So what makes this strategy work? It's not about copying products. It's really about spotting aesthetic differences, spotting presentation gaps, products and spotting pricing opportunities for your market. And you might find that someone else in another country has a best-selling item with a terrible thumbnail, and this gives you the chance to do a similar type of product, but with better execution. You might find that a product sells well in Australia, but it's extremely underpriced. So then you know that you can charge more by packaging it differently. And you might find a color palette or font style that hasn't hit the US yet, and you can bring that to the US market. Here's your challenge for today. Pick a country. I would say the UK, France, Germany, Australia, or the US if you are not located in the US, and do, I would say, 15 minutes of product research using this method, and then take a few screenshots. So listings that have not hit your country's market, maybe they're listings that you could definitely improve upon or bring into your own shop in a different way, and go ahead and put them in a doc and then write down what you would do differently. And this method alone could literally get you to over 10,000 a month. But here's the thing, even the best international trend won't help you if your photos are terrible. If you want to turn your clicks into conversions, your images still need to sell the product. And I do have an entire video walking you through how to create high converting Etsy thumbnails. So click here and watch that next.